Hello everybody and welcome back to another edition of Farming Blind with Duck here in southern Middle Tennessee. Today is going to be yard mowing day. It's got way behind on me, probably been close to 2 weeks, but it seems like when it's not raining, I'm in the hayfield. So I've just actually got to take an opportunity to get this done today, or try to anyway. Just there is a kind of a technique, I guess you would say, for somebody being visually impaired and mowing yards. That's probably not a good combination, but yet again, I still try to do what I got to do when I can make it happen. What I usually do, which a lot of people can see when you're mowing, you see your divide marks. You see where your cut is and such as that. For me, it's not hardly going to happen. So even though I may overlap a lot, or yes, and sometimes I'll leave a streak, which some people might consider that giving your yard a nice mohawk, which I have been known to do that a few times. What I typically do is once I get a reference point, say a light pole down there, a tree or a flower bed, I can see that very well. So I usually key in off of that and use that as what somebody might say a target. So I want to kind of give everybody a little bit of idea how I go about doing it and see how someone who's legally blind can manage to actually mow their yard. So stay tuned. So what I try to do is I see my gravel where my driveway is. Obviously it's a lighter color than your grass. So for the visually impaired, contrast. Contrast is key. I know my mower is 52 inches in width, so I can gauge all very well. Of course, a lot of times I try to overlap, and even sometimes I'll leave a gap. But like me going back up through here, I can see the tree to my left, and I can judge off the distance from where I cut to where the tree is. So I know each time I go forward and backwards, I'm going to get a little closer and a little closer. Now I can sort of see my cut marks where I've been because the mower mashed the grass down. But like I said, and also I'm using my peripheral vision. I'm not necessarily using the central. You see I'll go around this tree here. I pretty much know where it is. Obviously I can see a big tree because I'm using the corner of my eyes and using peripheral. I go around here, can kind of gauge off. There again, I can see a little bit of where my mower has mashed the grass down and go from there. And I can sort of see the indentation of the grass. So I'll go right back down here. I got a tree in front of me. I know to kind of split the difference and know I'm going to be getting closer to it each round, like I said earlier. I'll go down here, and like I said, it's not that big a deal. It just takes me a while to cut. I'm nowhere near as efficient as a lot of people are, but you know, still able to keep a little bit of your independence, and that's the main thing. But see, I see the tree there. Go around it slightly, and go back up again. And there again, I use my tree as a reference point. So it just takes time. And again, I'm not as efficient as a lot of people, but I can get it done. All right, I'm gonna go around my house. The good thing about a zero-turn mower, your deck and everything's right in front of you, so you're not out here trying to see or try to see certain things. And taking it slow and easy, I can literally bump up against the house just a little, such as that, and not hurt anything. You're a lot more controlled with a zero turn versus any other way. And there again, just easing along. I can see the house. I have to spray grass killer where I can get right up next to the house and don't have to worry about a lot of weed eating if I don't want to. Grass cut, trimming. Like I said, there again, using my peripherals on most everything I ever do. Now I'm going to go up through here. Again, the driveway has kind of got a contrast to it. Here to the sidewalk, obviously I can see that. And then when I start in this direction, just like the trees, I use targets. I know the window to the house is something I can line up on each frame. I know that's weird, but like I said, you got to do what you got to do. And yes, like I said, I'm going to skip some every so often, but a lot of times I can run out here and when I see it, I can come back and get where I missed. Also, doing this on a cloudy day like it is today is a little more contrary, so to speak, because I can't use the sun as a helper. A lot of times the sun itself can help me guide. But like I said, I think we're, all in all, it's not too bad. Hopefully I can get everything done today before more rain. But I do, again, I might have said this earlier, I let my grass get a lot taller than some people do so I can simply just see better when I'm cutting grass. So anyway, another edition of Farming Blind with Duck, and I just wanted to show there has been people ask me, how do you cut your yard? How can you do this? Well, there again, it's not the how-tos, it's just how you can get it done, and that's what I do. So anyway, another edition of Farming Blind with Duck. Hope you guys got a little something out of it and kind of get another inside look on some of my day-to-day adventures here on the farm. You guys take care and drop in and see me anytime. God bless. All right.